Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock, where it's a review of the movie I Was a Teenage Werewolf. It's a story of a kid named Tony who seems to have some serious anger issues, and well, why not? Because, well, his mom's dead, his dad's kind of an alcoholic who can't seem to really make himself a good long-paying job and everything like that. And he's constantly getting into fights with everybody who pretty much looks at him cross-eyed. So after getting into a fight with a friend of his at a party, he decides that it's maybe time to go see a therapist. In which, for some strange reason, the therapist decides to kind of resort Tony back to his animal instincts. Which, strangely enough, turns Tony into a werewolf. Yeah. So, okay. So after about several attacks on townspeople and everything like that, Tony decides that maybe it's time to take one more trip to see the therapist. And the therapist, with every visit that Tony makes, tries to inject him with some sort of a serum that's supposed to take care of the problem, but of course, as we all find out, medication does not work with a problem you might have, especially if you're a werewolf and you're being injected with some kind of a serum that says, this will take care of it. No, it doesn't. So Tony is injected with the serum, and he lies on the doctor's couch, which is, of course, the doctor's name is Dr. Brandon. He's lying on the couch, seems to be everything's calming down, and the good doctor wants to record this whole thing for scientific study. Don't they all? And as it all turns out, a phone startles Tony back into his werewolf state. He winds up killing his doctor, and then these two cops have been on Tony's trail the whole time. Their names are Chris and Donovan. They wind up shooting Tony down, killing him, and then Donovan goes in this big long speech about man playing God and all this other stuff, and whether we should really try and do this and everything like that. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. So, why did this movie suck? Michael Landon, God rest his soul, he did much better than this in later years. Well, let's see, he did Bonanza, and Little House on the Prairie, and Highway to Heaven. Yeah, that's better. Sort of. I think it was on Laughing a few times, too. Anyway, it was just a really goofy, silly movie, and you can definitely tell by the title that maybe if you saw it in the theaters when it first came out, although I'm sure a lot of you weren't even around or even a thought when this movie came out, you probably would have been scared. But if you watch it nowadays, you just cannot believe the absurdity of this incredibly, somewhat pretty bad movie. But again, it's another one of those guilty pleasure kind of movies. But it is sort of strange how hypnosis turns you into a werewolf, and it's not, a werewolf attack or something like that. Like you normally get in most werewolf films, a scratch or a bite from a werewolf, you become one. In this one, it's through hypnosis. I will admit, pretty original, but still kind of silly and weird at the same time. I mean, he could have become a caveman for all we know, and I think there was a movie like that called Teenage Caveman, and yeah, pretty weird. And of course, one thing I never really like in horror movies, even old ones like this, Tony the werewolf kills a dog. I don't like that. I hate that. I hate when animals get killed off in a movie, unless, of course, they are the main villain, like Cujo. Otherwise, don't kill an animal if it's supposed to be deemed as innocent. Don't like it. Can't stand it. So there you guys have it, a review of I Was a Teenage Werewolf. It's kind of weird they call it that, but yet he gets shot in the... That's something else that kind of confuses me. I mean, they killed him with regular bullets, but you're supposed to be, if you're a werewolf, wolfman, you're supposed to be killed with silver bullets, and I'm thinking way too much into this. Sorry about that. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. If you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that, by the title of it, almost sounded like it could have been a true story, but then you realize it was too silly to be one, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. I think I said that, but I'm not quite sure, because my buddy Terry over here, he's pretty hungry, so I better get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on. No, not the couch! Not the You do that outside! For crying out loud.